So your players want to fight Themberchaud. You want to introduce them to a dragon encounter, and this is where they want to start. Well, how strong is Themberchaud? First off, you need to know that Themberchaud is in the City of Blades in the Underdark. I'm currently running out of the Abyss, and the way that I run Themberchaud is he's a big fat dragon. Okay. He's also an adult red dragon who has been extremely pampered to keep the City of Blades going. Now, I don't want to ruin anything lore-wise for this character because just this little encounter in the City of Blades could be its own just solid adventure, and I highly recommend you try to do it. What makes this person so deadly? Well, one, it's an adult red dragon, as if that's not terrifying enough. What makes this red dragon so deadly is the fact he's going to have a lair action. Now, I think people are going to argue with me on this, but to me, he's in this throne room that he has of just tons of loot, magic items, all these other things. He should have a lair action. To fight any dragon in their lair puts players at a huge disadvantage. So let me run through what a lair action for a red dragon actually gets. The first thing that can happen is wherever this dragon sees within 120 feet, he can automatically use a lair action to make a geyser of magma that is 20 feet high, 5 foot wide, erupt. Is a 15 dexterity saving throw, and it's 6d6 fire damage. The dragon can make a tremor in its lair in a 60-foot radius, and the DC is a 15 dexterity saving throw, or you are knocked prone. The worst thing on this list is the last one. You make a 20-foot radius poisonous cloud within 120 feet of wherever that dragon can see. It's not the fact it poisons you. It's the fact that it knocks you out cold. You are incapacitated. Incapacitated. That word gets me. Now, the DC is only a 13 Constitution saving throw, and this is a pretty high CR monster, but I just want to let you know, if you're unconscious in front of a red dragon who can do a lot of things, you're probably done. You are probably going to die. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's going to be bad. Now let's just break down the stat blocks of what you're about to face and if you're even going to be able to beat this monster. The CR of this monster is 17. If it's in its lair, it's higher. It's higher, I promise you it's higher. Armor class is 19. Hit points are 256. The speed here is truly terrifying. It's 40 feet normal. It can climb 40 feet. It can fly 80. That's what makes dragons so scary. Now, talking about the flight speed here, I think his throne room would be pretty big as described. Is it enough for him to just fly back and forth in a line? Because the players, you're trapped in basically a hallway. Fire breath, it's going to get you. So already the environment itself in this throne room against Themberchaud is going to be terrifying. And for those of you who want to use your fireballs, he is immune to fire. Obvious, I know, but be prepared. You might need to use a little element adaptation to get past that if you really want to challenge this monster here. Now, this big old dragon has a plus 14 to hit. He's a 10-foot reach. He is going to do a boatload of damage to you. Next, also, his claws is also 14. He only has a 5-foot reach, but still 2d6 plus 8. That's still a lot of damage. And he has his tail. A lot of people forget about the tail. It is also a plus 14, but the reach is 15 feet. Now, those attacks are probably always going to hit, and if he focus fires on one character and he gets all 3 of those attacks off, you're probably going to go down. But just being in the presence of this illustrious, pompous dragon, you must fight off the frightful presence. Overcome your fear. A wisdom save of 19 is difficult at any level, and with a decent-sized party, you're probably going to fail some of those. Now you're struggling with fear. The good thing, if you can call it that, is if you beat the frightful presence at any point, you are immune to it for 24 hours. Guess that's a good thing? Now, lastly is the adult red dragon's fire breath. This is massive. I will say, being in the throne room, there's probably pillars. You could hide behind those to negate the damage. But let me just read to you what is going to happen if you fail or you do not have some type of cover or you are not immune to fire damage. You're going to have a little bit of an owie. The fire breath is a 60-foot cone and the DC is a 21 dexterity saving throw, which means you will be taking on a fail 18d6. If you succeed, you cut that in half. Oh, you thought we were done. No, my good people, my adventurers, my dragon hunters, we still have to go through the legendary actions. Yes, there is legendary resistance, but there's more. As a legendary action, it gets to use detect, which is very interesting. There is the tail attack, which is great. And there's also the wing attack. It costs 2 actions. Each creature within 10 feet must succeed a DC 22 dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone. The dragon can then fly up to half its movement speed with that same legendary action. Now the question truly is, can you beat Themberchaud in his lair and take his horde and free the City of Blades from his clutches? The City of Blades isn't like a good place, more of like a Dr. Seuss nightmare, just full of metal and armor and very unhappy people. I'm working on a very short campaign where you get to choose Themberchaud or you get to side with the Deep King in the City of Blades. This is exclusive for my Patrons. I put a lot of work in for them, so thank you guys for supporting me to give you better content, better games, better tokens, better portraits. Hopefully you guys like the video, and I will see you next time.